Hey friends, Ash here, welcome back to Gents. Hope you're well. Today I'm gonna be building a $250 fragrance collection with the catch. I have 15 minutes to do so, and I haven't thought this out beforehand. So yeah, $250 is the budget. I'm gonna be shopping on two different websites, Fragflex and JOMASHOP. I could add more like Gift Express and a bunch of other ones, but at that point, I think I'll eat up too much time flipping between sites. So I'm trying to keep it pretty concise. With Fragflex, I'm gonna also be including my 10% off coupon in the prices. So if it says 50 bucks on the website, I'm gonna count it as 45, which that 10% off code is right here in case you ever wanna use it when you shop at Fragflex. It's also in the description. And I have codes for JOMASHOP and a bunch of other stores as well, but the JOMASHOP ones are different, as you can see here. So like, I'm not gonna be including those if I shop at JOMASHOP for this video. All right, so the idea is building out the best collection I can, just kind of off the top of my head, and I'm gonna definitely forget some stuff that I'm gonna kick myself for later. And the way we're gonna do it is I'm gonna hit start right here, so I'm gonna have the timer counting down. Now when I select a fragrance, when I say yes, I'm counting that one. I'll pause it for a second so I can talk for a minute about the fragrance and move on. But as soon as I start shopping again, I gotta hit the restart button. I got like a makeshift thing to try to keep this from falling over. All right, 15 minutes has begun. Okay, so first thing I'm thinking about, something super versatile. And my mind is going to Explorer, just Montblanc Explorer, because it's cheap, usually. So Fragflex, what's it say? 30, that's a 30 mil. You gotta get at least a 2 ounce size. 48 bucks, so I'll just say roughly 44 after the coupon. And let me check JOMASHOP. That's a pretty good chunk of change, Now, if you're unaware of Explorer, for some reason it smells kind of like Creed Aventus. Yeah, so it's right at about 40 bones on JOMASHOP here. We'll roll with it, So that's the first thing. Montblanc Explorer, I'm not even gonna pause it actually. We'll just keep rolling with that for now. So Explorer, like I said, it smells kind of like Creed Aventus, only it is designerized, basically. What I mean by that is, instead of the big pineapple leading into a smoky birch, it's more fresh spices with bergamot, citrus off the top, and more of like a modern woodiness as it dries down. So we're hitting $210 left now. We got Explorer locked in. I can use that year-round, daytime or evening, doesn't really matter. So next, I want to grab something for like evenings, kind of fall, winter-ish. Yeah, so first thing I'm thinking is I could grab Liquid Brun, and that would be like Altair on the cheap. And that's of course French Avenue, it's a cologne fragrance. Price point on that one is, I don't know. It's not pulling up on Fragflex. Are they sold out? There's no way they're sold out of that. They have the limited edition popping up here, but like, where's the regular one? They're eating into my time now. We're going to enlist Google. So stupid, like I can find it through Google, but it won't pull up when I search on the web. You guys gotta fix that. So, okay, 43. We'll just say that that's 39, keep it super simple. And then, that's a little expensive, I feel like. So this one smells like Altair from Parfums de Marly. It is really, really good for fall and winter time, nice evening fragrance. And it's got like a really, kind of sweet, gourmandy date night vibe to it. They have it for sale for 30 on JOMASHOP right now with one of their never-ending sales. What have I got? 1136. Way to go, phone. I forget that it has like a, that it goes off. Okay, I'm really screwed here. So I'm gonna take Liquid Brun. So that's 30 bucks, and that's gonna leave us at 180. Good. So from there, I wanna hit something fresh. I wanna get something super fresh, clean, easy to wear. Thinking about spending a tiny bit more money. Ooh, I know, Lynked Freedom. So this is another dupe fragrance, but this one is kind of like a mix of 2 scents of myself and the Most Wanted. 40 bucks. 40 bucks, I'm not sure about that. That eats into the budget a little bit. Oh, it's cheaper on Fragflex. So on Fragflex, sitting at $38.50, gonna say roughly 35. It technically would be a little bit less, but I'm gonna lock that one in. So $35 Lynked Freedom. Boom, boom, boom. That leaves me with $145 left. Let me pause this really quick. 10 minutes and 29 seconds. We got some good time here. We got some time left. So I'm gonna grab what I own so far and put it up here. All right, there we go. It's not much, but we're filling this out. So as I was talking about before, Lynked Freedom, this smells similar to YSL Myself, the original Eau de Parfum mixed with Azzaro is the most wanted parfum, even with a tiny touch of Stronger With You in there as well. So it has most of that freshness, of that versatility that myself is going to have, but then it has a little more sweetness and density in the base, which is going to come from the most wanted side of things. Really, really solid for under 40 bucks. This stuff you can rock year round. Nice freshness. Maybe not quite as fresh as I was thinking though, so I'm going to have to grab something else that has a good fresh vibe to it, but versatility wise, absolutely killer. Then Explorer, like I was talking about before, it's going to scratch that Aventus vibe, and Liquid Brun over here going to give me that Altair vibe, which is extremely popular right now, and there's like a million different versions of that fragrance out there. This one was the first big one, so it was the first one that popped into my head, but there are other alternatives out there that you could get that'll get that job done as well. All right, so that's what we got so far. 1029. Let's start that back up. 1029. Okay, so I wanted something fresh. This is good, but I want something fresher. Let's check Versace. I want to check Versace prices. Versace is usually pretty affordable as far as at discounters, and a lot of their stuff has really good usability. So price-wise, I could go Eau Fraiche maybe. Let's see. Man Eau Fraiche. Man, it's like sold out. Only the 30 mil. Okay, let's check JOMASHOP as well. So Versace, like I was saying, a lot of times their prices are quite affordable compared to other discounters or comparable discounters, or not discounters, designers. Sorry, my brain is just fried. Okay, so there's a tester of Man Eau Fraiche, 35 bones, 100 mil size tester. I'm gonna lock that in immediately. That is gonna bring me down to 110. So we've taken a pretty good thumping right here. But yeah, Versace Man Eau Fraiche, super good for spring and summer. Good daytime fragrance. Performance is so-so. Actually has some similarities to Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue for women, but it smells, of course, more masculine, hence it being man. Email. It like jump scared me. So Man Eau Fraiche, we're gonna lock that one in. Super big compliment puller, very, very popular, easy to wear spring and summer. So that one's got me locked in with a nice freshie. Now I wanna go for something maybe a little more spring centric. Like if I can get something that is more of just a straight up fresh green type of scent profile, if that's possible. Maybe not like hardcore green, but you know, something that's gonna give me that changing of the seasons sort of vibe, if that makes any sense. Hawas Tropical, locking it in, $25, 100 mil size. So that one's gonna give me a nice change of pace. Smells similar to Paradise Garden. Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Beau Paradise Garden, and I'm not gonna find Paradise Garden for 25 bucks, that ain't happening. And Versace has gone overboard with the Hawas fragrances. Like they keep coming, they're nonstop with them. It's gotten to the point where I think they've actually diluted, you know, the name Hawas, because it used to be when you would hear Hawas, you'd be hyped, you'd be like, I gotta get it, but now it's kind of like, eh. But I'm gonna lock that in, 25 bucks. Let me grab those and we'll pause, 723. Pretty good. So 100 mil Eau Fraiche and Hawas Tropical. So I gotta subtract the 25 for Hawas Tropical, and that is gonna put us at $85. Okay, so like I was saying, Hawas Tropical, this smells similar to Le Beau Paradise Garden. At 25 bucks, 100 mils, can't really go wrong with that. You can wear it spring, summer, great daytime fragrance. It is extremely appealing. It's another big compliment puller. It's got that nice balance of green, freshness, and then tropical sweetness that kind of ticks the box that I was thinking about there. Eau Fraiche, a more standard, if you want to call it that, summertime freshie, but that one you can't go wrong with either. It's really solid. It stood the test of time. So I've got 5 fragrances here. Not a whole heck of a lot of money left. $85. I want to squeeze 3 more fragrances here. So we're gonna have to stay under 30 bucks per bottle. So let's go ahead and start that back up. 7:22 now. So we've got time. I'm not feeling stressed about the time anymore. At first I thought that wasn't gonna be enough, but it's fine. Okay, so I need something that is fall winter. I really only have one fall winter time fragrance right here, but I wanna stay really affordable, which is kind of pushing me toward like the cologne side of stuff, just because they're usually cheaper, and I want 3 fragrances if possible. So, okay, we could go Lattafa with something. Lattafa usually is very cheap. They're one of the cheaper cologne brands, actually, as far as the big ones go. And I'm looking for, I mean, I could go Kamra Hawa, something like that. That'd probably get me just under 30 bucks, I think. Yeah, the original Kamra, 26. I wonder if I could get Sharaf blend or Royal blend, because those actually I think are a little bit better than Comra. Okay, so I'm getting scrogged by the Fragflex search again. I don't know what's going. Their search is not working out so hot for me here. Type in French Avenue, it pulls up like one thing. Fragrance World Royal Blend. Come on. Nothing. I'm gonna have to like send them an email and be like, guys, your search is not working, man. Yeah, okay, so Royal Blend is sitting at 40 bucks. That's too much. That's too much for me right now. Sharaf Blend by Zimaya. Ooh, okay. That one's sitting at 26. You know, that's gonna be 26.50 is what it's at. So we're gonna say roughly 23 on that one. I'll take that, 23 bucks. Yeah, I guess I'll take it. 23 bucks. So that one is gonna be an Angel Share type fragrance. It's reminiscent of Comra by Lattafa, of course. So you could also compare it to Gisa Sava. Really, that whole overarching like family of fragrances, they get compared to each other left and right. So all you have to know is that it's kind of in that style. It's kind of in that Comra, Angel Share, Gisa Sava, you know, fill in the blank style. So it's gonna be really sweet once again, warm, big attention grabber like all of those are. I actually think that Sharaf Blend, by and large, for that price point, is a little bit cheaper than Comra, is a better buy than Comra because it outperforms it and the quality is just as good. So we're gonna roll with that. I still want another fall, wintertime fragrance that's not just straight up sweet. You know, something that has a little more, you know, like classiness to it potentially. Let me drop that price down, 23 bucks. 62 is what I have left, so ooh, 30, 31 each. What's my time at? Oh no, 3 minutes. Okay, I spent too much time. Oh no, I spent too much time talking about that crap. No, okay. I'm screwed. I need something. Oh no, now I'm falling into like Leighton, but Leighton also is like too much overlap with these. Oh no, I'm cooked. Okay, my brain is shut off now. I'm screwed. What to do? Like everything that keeps popping into my head is like they're all so sweet. Everything is sweet now. Let's think. Let's not be cooked. I've got 2 minutes. Okay, 31 bucks per fragrance. All right, let's think. 2 minutes, okay. I should have paused it when I was talking about the one. Now I have no clue what to do. All right, let's throw in Gulf Orchid Mango Ice, 30 bucks. That leaves me with $32. And then let's throw in Odyssey Mandarin Sky, $28. So leave me a few bucks to spare. And that's a minute and a half. Let me grab those. All right, so boom, boom, boom. Okay, so this is Sharaf Blend right here. You know, like you can see the bottle shape is very Angel Share-esque. You can tell what they were going for. They even made it by Zimaya, by Kilian. They didn't exactly hide what they were doing or who they were trying to take market share from, right? And then you have Odyssey Mandarin Sky. This is Armaf. This one smells like Jean Paul Gaultier Scandal. So didn't quite get there with what I was looking for as far as like eschewing the sweetness for more of a woody scent profile, but it is less sweet as far as like what comes across than this or this. Oh, the top pops. Oh. This one does have like a caramel sort of vibe to it, but it has also more aromatics that come across as more of that woodiness as well. And so it's gonna give you a little more of a, you know, slightly classy vibe to it compared to the other ones, but it still has a decent amount of sweetness in there as well. But I do like the change up from this to these. Like this one does hit differently for me than these do. And then of course this one over here, Mango Ice, Gulf Orchid. This is similar to God of Fire. So this is gonna be mango forward, hence the name right there. Very fresh, brisk, a little sweet. Women love this stuff and very affordable. That right there is 8 fragrances under 250 bucks. The time is stopped, minute and a half is what I had left. Maybe have time to like think for a second about stuff that I might have popped in here. Of course, 9 p.m. By Afnan would have made sense. That one smells like Ultramall, but that does start to fall toward that sweet side again, but it's a different type of sweetness than these are, so that might have been a good choice. Of course, could have rocked with Club de Nuit Intense Man by Armaf instead of Explorer. Could have gone with Supremacy Collector's Edition by Afnan. The problem, I think, is when you have 250 bucks, like that's not a tiny amount of money, but if you're trying to build out an entire potential collection that you could wear all year round, it does get to be a little tough. Because, you know, most designers nowadays, newer ones, even some that aren't newer, at discounters are gonna be rocking $80, $90, stuff like that. So you have $250 and you're like, that's pretty good. And then you get maybe 3 designers and it doesn't look so good anymore. So you end up having to like find some cheaper stuff if you want to build it out. Tarathi Blue by Afnan, that would have made sense. Oh yeah. Oh man, Latifah's Assad, that would have made sense. I could have put Assad in right here for Mandarin Sky, and Assad is actually cheaper. So that one smells like Sauvage Elixir. Yeah, that's probably the one right there. Or Enigma Un by Fragrance World, because that also smells like Sauvage Elixir. Yeah, I think honestly that's probably the one that I missed. Yeah. Oh well, doesn't matter now. There's a few now that are popping in my head. Good cheap ones. Sculpture Parfum. That one smells similar to Lafayette Street. That would have been good. Could have probably worked in like one of the Davidoffs, maybe like one of the Cool Waters. Maybe. Lalique. Oh, Lalique has some really good ones for cheap. Probably should have checked Mercedes-Benz Club Black, but you know, I've used that one a bunch. So there it is, guys. There's $250, a 15-minute collection. So we got Versace Hawas Tropical, Versace Man Eau Fraiche, Montblanc Explorer, Afnan Lynked Freedom, Liquid Brun, Mango Ice from Gulf Orchid, Sharaf Blend by Zimaya, and Armaf Odyssey Mandarin Sky, which honestly, this is pretty solid because these two, year-round, whenever you want. Spring, summer over here. Fall, winter over here. This is more spring, summer. And then this one is like fall, winter, spring. So you kind of got everything locked in right here. And as far as bang for your buck, all of these are killer. All right, guys, that'll do it for me. Thank you for hanging with me. Feel free to do this yourselves. But you can't think ahead of time and pull stuff up. That's not fair. You just have to kind of freeball it. All right, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.